Welcome back, everyone. Before we start, hit that subscribe button and drop a comment telling us where you're watching from. We love connecting with people from all over the world. I'll never forget the taste of blood in my mouth that morning. I was 28 years old, brushing my teeth before work, when the pain hit so hard I dropped to my knees on the bathroom floor. My jaw throbbed like someone was hammering nails into it. When I spit into the sink, the water ran pink. This wasn't new. The pain had been building for months, but I'd been ignoring it, hoping it would go away, telling myself I was too busy to deal with it. But that morning, my face was swollen on one side, hot to the touch. When I looked in the mirror, I barely recognized myself. I called in sick to my job at the bookstore and drove straight to the emergency dentist. The waiting room smelled like antiseptic and fear. I filled out forms with shaking hands, my jaw pulsing with every heartbeat. Dr. Rachel Chen called me back within an hour. She was young, maybe mid-30s, with kind eyes behind wire-rimmed glasses. She took one look inside my mouth and her expression changed. "How long has this been going on?" she asked quietly. "Maybe 6 months. It got really bad last month." She pulled back, removing her gloves carefully. "Sarah, you have a serious infection. One of your molars is abscessed. The infection has spread to the surrounding tissue and bone." She paused. "If we don't treat this immediately, it could enter your bloodstream and reach your heart." The room tilted. My heart. "It's called bacterial endocarditis. An untreated dental infection can be life-threatening." Her voice was gentle but firm. "You need extraction, possibly 2 teeth, bone grafting, and several weeks of 4 antibiotics. Then we'll need to discuss implants or a bridge." "How much?" The words barely came out. She consulted her computer. "With your insurance covering part of it, you'd be looking at about $8,000 out of pocket. The extraction and antibiotics can't wait. Everything else we can schedule in phases, but we need to start within the next few days." I sat there in that dental chair, fluorescent lights burning overhead, trying not to cry. I had $1,200 in my savings account. I made $32,000 a year shelving books and running the register. There was no way I could come up with $8,000. "I need to make some calls," I whispered. Dr. Chen touched my shoulder. "I'm going to prescribe you antibiotics and pain medication to hold you over. But Sarah, this is urgent. Don't wait more than a week." I called my parents from the parking lot. My mother answered on the second ring, her voice bright and cheerful. "Sarah, what a nice surprise. Your father and I were just having lunch at that new bistro downtown. Mom, I need to talk to you about something important." My jaw ached as I spoke. "I just came from the dentist. I have a bad infection. The doctor says it could affect my heart if I don't get it treated right away." "Oh, honey, that sounds painful. Have you tried taking some Tylenol?" "Mom, it's serious. I need surgery. 2 teeth extracted, antibiotics, bone grafting. It's $8,000 after insurance." I took a breath. "I don't have that kind of money. I was hoping maybe you and Dad could help me." There was a pause. I could hear restaurant noise in the background, the clinking of silverware, people laughing. $8,000? That's quite a lot, sweetheart. "I know, but the doctor said." "Let me talk to your father," she interrupted. "We'll call you back this evening, okay? Try to have a good rest of your day." She hung up before I could respond. I spent the afternoon at work in a fog, the pain medication barely touching the throbbing in my jaw. Every time I smiled at a customer, it felt like glass grinding in my gums. My face was swelling more. My manager, Patricia, noticed. "Sarah, you look terrible. Go home." "I'm fine." "You're not fine. Your face is twice its normal size. Go home. Rest. We'll manage." I drove home and collapsed on my couch. My phone rang at 7 that evening. Dad this time. "Hey, kiddo. Your mom told me about your teeth. Dad, did she explain? The infection could reach my heart. I need surgery this week. I understand it's scary, but let's not be dramatic. Teeth problems are painful, but they're not usually life-threatening. The dentist said. Dentists always exaggerate to get you to spend money, Sarah. That's how they make their living. His voice took on that familiar tone, the one that meant he'd already decided. $8,000 is a lot of money for cosmetic dental work. It's not cosmetic, Dad. It's an infection. Look, your mother and I will send you $500 to help with the pain medication and antibiotics. That should tide you over while you figure out a payment plan with the dentist's office. Most of them offer financing. I checked. The financing would be $400 a month for 2 years. I can barely make rent as it is. Then maybe it's time to look for a better paying job, he said, not unkindly. You're 28 years old, Sarah. You can't expect us to keep bailing you out. Bailing me out. Like I was asking for vacation money or a new car. Like my face wasn't swelling with infection that could kill me. Dad, I've never asked you for money before. Not once since college. This isn't a bailout. This is an emergency. I know it feels that way, but... Please. I was crying now. Please, I'm scared. The doctor said it could reach my heart. You're going to be fine, he said firmly. Take the antibiotics, get the pain under control, and look into financing options. Your mother and I will send that $500 tomorrow. That's the best we can do right now. What about the emergency fund you always talked about? The one you said was for family emergencies. That fund is earmarked for actual emergencies, Sarah. True crises. This is a medical issue, yes, but it's manageable with payment plans. I hung up. I didn't say goodbye. I just pressed the red button and sat there in the dark, my swollen face throbbing, wondering what kind of emergency would qualify if my heart being threatened didn't. The $500 arrived the next day via bank transfer. I used it for the prescription antibiotics and pain pills. That left me with $1,700 total. Still $6,300 short. I didn't hear from my parents for 3 days. Then my older brother Marcus called. Hey, sis. Dad told me about your tooth thing. That's rough. Yeah. I didn't have the energy for more. Listen, I wanted to give you a heads up before you hear it from Mom. They're throwing me a graduation party next month. Big thing at the country club. I just finished my MBA. Congratulations, I said flatly. Thanks. Anyway, Mom's going all out. She invited like 200 people. She's excited. That's nice, Marcus. There's something else. He hesitated. They gave me a graduation gift. $100,000. The words didn't register at first. $100,000? Yeah. It's for starting my business. I'm opening a consulting firm, and Dad said he wanted to invest in my future. Give me a real head start, you know? I couldn't speak. My jaw hurt so much I thought I might throw up. Sarah. You there. They gave you $100,000. Well, yeah. I mean, I earned my MBA. I worked really hard for 2 years. And I have an infection that could kill me, and they gave me $500. That's different, Sarah. This is an investment in my career. What you're dealing with is medical stuff. That's what payment plans are for. Medical stuff, I repeated. My voice sounded strange, distant. Look, I didn't call to upset you. I just thought you should know before the party. You are coming, right? Mom's counting on you. I have to go, I said and ended the call. I sat on my bathroom floor that night, looking at my swollen face in the mirror. The left side was nearly double the size of the right. My gums were purple and angry. Every breath tasted like rot. $100,000 for his career. $500 for my life. The math was simple. The message was clear. I posted my story on a medical crowdfunding website the next morning. I'd never done anything like it before. I felt ashamed, embarrassed, like I was begging. But I was desperate. I wrote everything out. The infection, the threat to my heart, the cost, my parents' refusal. I didn't name them, but I laid out the facts. I hit publish and immediately wanted to delete it. But I didn't. Within 3 hours, the post had been shared 50 times. Within 6 hours, I'd raised $1,000. By the end of the day, $2,500. The comments broke me open. My sister died from an untreated tooth abscess at 30. Please get help. I'm a dentist. This is absolutely life-threatening. Sharing your story everywhere. My daughter went through the same thing. We almost lost her. Sending what I can. By the end of the week, I'd raised $7,200. Strangers had given me more than my parents had in 28 years of being their daughter. But more than the money, I received something else. Messages from dental professionals. One of them was from Dr. Chen's office. Dr. Chen saw your story. She wants you to call her directly. I called, my hands shaking. Sarah, Dr. Chen said, I'm going to do your surgery pro bono. All of it. The extractions, the grafting, the follow-up care. You just need to cover the cost of the 4 antibiotics and the lab work, which your insurance will handle. I can't ask you to. You're not asking. I'm offering. I became a dentist because my little brother died from an untreated dental infection when we were teenagers. Our parents couldn't afford care. He was 16. Her voice was steady, but I could hear the old pain underneath. I won't let that happen to someone else if I can prevent it. I cried so hard I couldn't speak. Come in tomorrow, she said gently. Let's get you taken care of. The surgery was scheduled for the following Monday. I posted an update on the fundraising page, thanking everyone and explaining that Dr. Chen was doing the work for free. I asked people to stop donating, to give their money to others who needed it. Instead, the donations kept coming. Use this for your recovery time off work. This is for your medication and soft foods. Pay it forward when you can. By the time they closed the fundraising campaign, I'd received $9,400. After the costs I did have to cover, I had $7,000 left. It was more money than I'd ever had in my savings account. I didn't tell my parents about the surgery. I didn't tell them about the fundraiser or Dr. Chen or any of it. I just stopped calling. Marcus called me 2 days before his graduation party. You coming Saturday? No. Sarah, come on. Mom's going to be upset. Tell her I have a dental emergency. Still dealing with that. I thought you were getting it taken care of. I did. No thanks to any of you. What's that supposed to mean? It means strangers cared more about whether I lived or died than my own family did. It means people who never met me gave more than the people who raised me. It means I'm done, Marcus. Done with what? With all of you. With pretending we're a family. With acting like what you did was okay. What I did. I didn't do anything. Exactly. I hung up. My mother called 5 minutes later. I didn't answer. She left a voicemail. Sarah, your brother said you're not coming to his party. I don't know what's gotten into you, but this attitude is very hurtful. Marcus worked hard for his degree and he deserves to celebrate. We'd like you there. Please reconsider. You're being selfish. I deleted it without listening to the whole thing. The surgery went smoothly. Dr. Chen removed 2 teeth, cleaned out the infection, did bone grafting, and prescribed 3 weeks of heavy antibiotics. The first week was brutal. My face was swollen, bruised, painful. I could only eat soup and smoothies. I missed a week of work. But I was alive. Patricia from the bookstore visited with flowers and magazines. My neighbor, an older woman named Mrs. Huang whom I barely knew, brought homemade broth every day. People from the fundraiser sent cards. My parents sent nothing. Called no one. Asked nothing. I received a text from my mother 3 weeks after Marcus's party. The party was beautiful. Sorry you missed it. Marcus starts his new business next month. Very exciting times. Hope you're feeling better. I blocked her number. Then I blocked my father's. Then Marcus's. I went to therapy. A sliding scale counselor named Janet who specialized in family trauma. We met every Thursday for a year. You're grieving, she told me in our 3rd session. Grieving the family you thought you had. Grieving the parents you needed them to be. They're not dead, I said. No. But the relationship is. And that requires mourning. I mourned. I cried. I raged. I wrote letters I never sent. I imagined conversations where they apologized and begged forgiveness. I imagined myself being cold and strong, turning them away. But mostly, I just tried to move forward. 6 months after the surgery, Dr. Chen offered me a job. Have you ever thought about becoming a dental hygienist? I think you'd be great at it. And I could use someone who understands what it's like to be scared in the dental chair. I enrolled in a dental hygiene program that fall. I used the leftover fundraiser money for tuition. I worked at the bookstore during the day and studied at night. It was exhausting and thrilling and purposeful. I graduated 2 years later, top of my class. Dr. Chen hired me immediately. I want to start a program, she told me. Low-income dental care. Sliding scale payments. Pro bono work for people in crisis. I want you to help me run it. We launched the program 6 months later. We called it Second Chances Dental. We saw patients who couldn't afford care anywhere else. We worked with the local hospital to catch infections early. We partnered with social workers and community health centers. I met people like me. People whose families had failed them. People who'd been told their pain didn't matter. People who'd been left to die over preventable problems. I helped them. I advocated for them. I held their hands while Dr. Chen worked. I explained treatment plans in language they could understand. I connected them with resources and payment plans and other providers. I became the person I'd needed when I was 28 and terrified. 3 years passed. Then 4. I moved into a nicer apartment. I adopted a cat named Toothless. Dr. Chen thought that was hilarious. I dated occasionally. I built a life I was proud of. I thought about my family less and less. The wound had scarred over. It still hurt when I poked it, but I'd stopped poking it. Then Marcus called. I'd gotten a new number by then, but somehow he'd found it. Or maybe our parents had given it to him. The phone rang on a Tuesday evening while I was making dinner. Sarah, please don't hang up. I should have. But something in his voice stopped me. He sounded broken. What do you want, Marcus? I need help. He was crying. I'd never heard Marcus cry before. My business failed. I lost everything. The consulting firm went under. I'm bankrupt. I've got $200,000 in debt. I'm about to lose my apartment. Mom and Dad can't help me. They said they already gave me my chance. They said I blew it. I stirred my pasta sauce, phone wedged between my shoulder and ear. Sarah, you're the only one I can ask. I know I was terrible to you. I know I didn't stand up for you when you needed help. But I'm desperate. I don't know what else to do. How much do you need? Enough to keep my apartment for 3 months while I look for work. Maybe $6,000? I'll pay you back. I promise. The old Sarah would have said no. The Sarah from 4 years ago, who'd been ignored and dismissed and told her dying was cosmetic. But I wasn't that Sarah anymore. I'll give you the money, I said quietly. But not as a loan. What? I'm giving it to you as a gift. No strings attached. You don't have to pay me back. He was silent. Then, why? After everything? Because someone helped me when I needed it. And because you're my brother. And because I'm not them. Sarah. But Marcus, I'm not doing this so we can be a family again. I'm doing it because it's the right thing to do. That's all. Can I see you? Can we talk? Maybe someday. But not now. I sent him the money the next day. $6,000 transferred directly to his account. Then I blocked his number again. But I kept his email address. Just in case. 2 months later, he emailed me. I got a job. Mid-level position at a firm downtown. It's not glamorous, but it's steady. I'm paying off my debt slowly. I wanted you to know I'm okay. And I wanted to say thank you. You didn't have to help me. I didn't deserve it. But you did it anyway. You're a better person than all of us. I hope someday you'll let me earn my way back into your life. But if you don't, I understand. You deserved better from us. I'm sorry it took losing everything for me to see that. I read the email 3 times. Then I filed it away in a folder labeled Maybe Someday. Janet, my therapist, asked me about it in our next session. How do you feel about helping him? Honestly, good. Sad. But good. Why sad? Because he had to lose everything to understand what I went through. Because it took him hitting bottom to see how far I'd fallen and how no one caught me. I paused. But also good because I didn't let their cruelty make me cruel. I didn't become them. That's important, Janet said. You broke the cycle. I started getting emails from Marcus every few months. Updates on his life. Stories about his job. Photos of a woman he was dating. He never asked for anything. He never pushed. He just stayed in gentle, distant contact. After a year, I replied to one. I'm glad you're doing well. Maybe we can get coffee sometime. We met at a small cafe halfway between our apartments. He looked older, tired, humbler. We talked for 2 hours. He apologized 6 times. I let him. I needed to hear it. Did they ever ask about me? I asked finally. At first. Then they stopped. I think they convinced themselves you were being dramatic. That you'd overreacted. He looked down at his coffee. I tried talking to them last year. After the business failed. I told them what they did to you was unforgivable. Dad said you were always too sensitive. Mom said you were holding a grudge. I'm not holding a grudge, I said. I'm protecting myself. I know. He met my eyes. I told them that. I told them they lost a daughter because they cared more about appearances than about you. Dad hung up on me. We haven't spoken since. I'm sorry. Don't be. It was a long time coming. He smiled sadly. Turns out when you're successful, they love you. When you fail, you're on your own. I should have learned that from watching what they did to you. We met for coffee once a month after that. Slowly, carefully, we rebuilt something. Not the relationship we'd had as kids, but something newer, more honest. He met Toothless. He came to a fundraiser for Second Chances Dental and donated. He brought his girlfriend, Emma, who was kind and funny and seemed to genuinely like me. You saved him, Emma told me once. Not just with the money. With the example. He tells me all the time that you showed him what real strength looks like. I didn't feel strong. I just felt like someone who'd survived. 5 years after the surgery, I got a letter in the mail. My mother's handwriting. I almost threw it away unopened. But curiosity won. Dear Sarah, your father and I are getting older. We've been thinking about our legacy and our family. We'd like to see you. Perhaps we could all sit down together and move past this unpleasantness. Life is too short for grudges. We hope you'll consider forgiving us and coming home for Christmas. Love, Mom. I showed it to Marcus at our next coffee date. They sent me one too, he said. They want to reunite the family. What did you say? I said I'd only come if they apologized to you first. Specifically and sincerely. He smiled. They haven't responded. I wrote my mother back. One line. I forgave you years ago. But forgiveness doesn't mean reconciliation. I wish you well, but I've built a life without you in it. Please respect that. I never heard back. Today, I'm 34 years old. I'm the lead hygienist at Second Chances Dental. We've treated over 2,000 patients who couldn't afford care anywhere else. We've prevented countless infections, saved countless lives. Dr. Chen and I have become like family. She was at my apartment last week teaching me how to make her grandmother's dumplings. Marcus is engaged to Emma. I'm going to be a bridesmaid. He asked me to walk him down the aisle since our parents aren't invited. I cried when he asked. You're the family that showed up, he said. You're the one who deserves to be there. Sometimes I still think about my parents. I wonder if they have regrets. I wonder if they tell people they have 2 children or just 1. I wonder if they've ever looked back on that conversation and wished they'd chosen differently. But mostly, I don't think about them at all. I think about Dr. Chen and her brother. I think about the strangers who donated to my fundraiser. I think about Mrs. Huang and her soup. I think about Patricia and her kindness. I think about Marcus and his hard-won humility. I think about the family I chose. The family that chose me back. Because here's what I learned, blood doesn't make you family. Showing up makes you family. Caring makes you family. Choosing someone when choosing them is hard, that makes you family. My parents taught me what family wasn't. Everyone else taught me what it was. And honestly, I'm grateful for both lessons. The first one hurt. But the second one saved me. If this story meant something to you, please like and subscribe. Share your own experiences in the comments. Have you ever had to choose between biology and belonging? How did you find the courage to walk away? Let's support each other in the comments section below. Remember, you deserve people who choose you back, especially when the choice costs them something. You deserve to be more than cosmetic. You deserve to be essential.